$5 make it hurt.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back once again. Welcome, everyone, to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen everywhere, but primarily on my Facebook and YouTube pages. Being seen live now on the Sports Empire Network, on YouTube, and on my personal YouTube page, the Big Time Show YouTube page as well. Also on my Facebook page, the Big Time Show Facebook, and my personal page. Welcome everybody to the show, and to those, of course, that may be listening. They're listening by Podbean. I appreciate those that may be listening there as well. And if you're listening to this replay, most certainly, then you can, obviously, we're not live if you're listening to this replay, but welcome to the show. What is going on this afternoon? I know I was here yesterday, but I'm back on today. This is my regularly scheduled time, and I am here ready to go see what's going to be needed to say on this Cowboy Freestyle Friday, on which pretty much those that are in the chat room kind of take over the show. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it. Whatever you want to, whatever items that needs to be discussed, that's what we will try our best to do and talk about it on today. Don't mind, for those that are here, will you share, please? If you share, that would help out tremendously. I would appreciate it. And then, of course, if you're on my any of my Facebook pages, you can contribute. I get it all the time. How can I contribute? Or Facebook, the stars are there. You can contribute that way. And then, of course, the major one is the YouTube page, which you can do the super chats. Right there, it should be right there at the bottom of your phone. You can do the super chats, and that way you can contribute to it that way. Let me speak to those that are here. I got a few people watching, but I don't know because nobody ain't talking to me. So I can say, until right then, Keith. What's up, Keith? I see you, brother. Appreciate you popping in on me on today. Listen, I don't even want to prolong the time. I know your Saturday afternoon is busy, but let's talk a little Cowboy talk on today. Yesterday, we talked about, at least my little theory, we talked about the Jones and Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore kind of situation. And I attacked it from Kellen Moore's well, excuse me, from McCarthy's position. I attacked it that way. If you remember yesterday, I said that he had put out, and I quote, he said, this will be the first time that they can play the way they want to play. That's what he said yesterday. And of course, my whole argument was saying, like, well, okay, if this year is the first way you want to play, what about a couple years that you were not here? And of course, what that did, just spurred a whole lot of conversation about that he had no control. That's what I said. I said he had no control at all. I believe he was dictated to, at least in the terms of Kellen Moore, he was dictated to by Jerry Jones. He was dictated to by somewhat Stephen Jones. They were dedicated on having and keeping Kellen Moore the whole time while he was here. Hey Shane, I see you. He stepped up last year, Shane. We can start that off right there. He stepped up last year, Shane. There's no way that he can, he was second team All Pro last year, not Pro Bowl, All Pro. And look what his receiving core was, at least as far as help. We know he put up numbers with Amari Cooper, but last year he had Noah Brown and a half Michael Gallup and a tight end and Dalton Schultz. But CD was second team All Pro last year. I mean, I don't know what. I guess the only other thing you can step up to is make him first team All Pro. I mean, he's obviously one of the better receivers in the league from last year. So he don't need to. He's already proven it. He's proven that he's a number one receiver. There's no question about that. That is obvious. I could see if he had maybe about 700, 800 yards receiving last year with Noah Brown and a half. Excuse me. And a half Michael Gallup, and he only put up those numbers. And then last year, for him to put up those numbers that he did last year, and all the coverage was rolled his way. I mean, Dalton Schultz didn't. Of course, he was hurt a couple times last year, and let's not forget that Dalton Schultz was hurt for a few games, and CD still put up crazy numbers, especially for when you got the coverage rolling your way pretty much the whole way out, and you still put up those numbers to the point where you're a second team All Pro. Yeah, he's a number one. He's a number one. I believe he'll even be more dangerous and will have less yards per se than last year. But he even be more dangerous just with a full Michael Gallup now. And, of course, Brandon Cooks being there now. I believe that CD probably won't have as many yards, but I really do believe he's going to have way more impact. No doubt in my mind that he's the man. Keith said he was a beast last year. He did. Shane, what'd you say? You say he's proven to be a number one, but has he done enough wearing the 88? Well, I know it's a mythical type vibe with the number 88, but it's kind of, I don't know what the standard is for that. If you're talking championships, then obviously the answer is no. Drew won championship. Michael Irvin, of course, won a championship. Dez did not, but Dez was just especially in his early years, he was so great. You know, but and then of course Dez, of course, is the all-time touchdown leader in history. So that would kind of qualify for him to doing that. But CD just getting started. So I mean, he don't have enough body of work, even with the successful years that he's had. Keith, Shane, I'm sorry. Uh, he's been to the Pro Bowl. I think it was his third year. If I'm not mistaken, it's his third year. Heading to his fourth year, he's been to the Pro Bowl twice. He was on the second team All Pro last year. 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard receiver the year before that. He, let's put it this way: he ain't got enough years to compare to those guys. Even Dez, he don't have enough years. But let's just put it this way: he's off to a real good start. Oh yeah, he's off to a real good start. Amari Cooper, well, Cooper wasn't no number 88, but the one that's accomplished the most with it, in my view, is of course Michael Irvin. And Michael Irvin was, all pro, especially during that time when we really got good. Michael Irvin was just an all pro just about every year, and of course made a Pro Bowl every year. Then of course, he got hurt and then gone to the Hall of Fame now. But Drew, it's a different game. It's a different game. Them guys didn't have no crazy numbers, but Drew was a great player, obviously, but it was a different game as far as receivers go. Whole different ball game. Drew was special, obviously, Hall of Fame wide receiver, but in my view, I just said, to answer your question, I say to be continued. He needs some more years. Let's ask that question about another 3-4 years. If he's with Dallas, of course, which I fully expect he should be. But let's see where he is after about year 6, year 7, as young as he is. And then let's look at that. It's just too early right now to be comparing him with all the other great 88s, in my view. I will say he off to a good start, though. Oh, there's no doubt about that. I will say that he's off to a pretty good start in his career. So, but I want to go this route because I'm thinking about Mike McCarthy again. See how y'all feel about this. We've always heard that the reason why the Cowboys can't get nowhere is because of Jerry Jones. And over the years, I've kind of tried to kill that narrative by saying, well, it's either bad, we don't have good enough coaching, or I'll say something like, well, it's the coaching, and then I'll say we just don't have the talent to get there. And then after McCarthy, after I did the show yesterday, I really just started thinking. I said, dang, I got a boomerang effect that I got to go all the way back to the original statement, like Jerry's in the way. I'll tell you why. The Kellen Moore situation really tells a whole lot about our franchise. It really does, y'all. Because we've had the talent. Especially since McCarthy been here. We've had the talent. And I've always said it's right after the draft when the players get turned over to the coaching staff. That's where the downfall starts. And somebody gonna say, well, man, how you say that? We won 12 games last year, the last 2 years. I'm just saying when it's time to make the move, we haven't. I'm saying that Jerry Jones, based off what we heard or what I tried to show you guys yesterday, or I guess is my conviction or what I believe. I believe Jerry Jones is in the way. I'm going all the way back to the start. I really do believe that Jerry Jones is in the way. I do. I believe Jerry Jones is really in the way. And I tell you why. It's based off yesterday. He got in the way of the coaching staff when he first hired Coach McCarthy. He was in the way. How do I know that? Let him hire everybody else except the offensive coordinator. He was handcuffed to Kellen Moore. He was handcuffed to him. He couldn't do nothing about it. He was stuck with him. That's maybe not the way Coach McCarthy wanted. It's definitely not the way that he wanted to play. That's the truth. Then when you look at all this, when you look at it, isn't he getting then in the way of Coach McCarthy now? By showing favoritism, by showing honor and all that kind of stuff to him. I mean, and it's not the way that the coach wants it to be. It's the way that Jerry Jones wants it to be. I want Kellen Moore, is what he's saying. I want that. You ever notice also, let's go back to all, just in the Mike McCarthy era. And really you can translate this to the Jason Garrett era as well. How come we find out who's in the starting lineup and who not playing before the coach talk? Jerry Jones. The reporters be asking him questions about who's starting the right tackle. He says who's starting. And he very well may, just be sitting in the meetings, but it just don't sound right. And I got the feeling that even though it don't sound right, the coaching staff is nowhere in the world gonna go against him. And so when he asks him who's gonna start at right tackle, when you know Terrence Steele is supposed to be your right tackle if he's healthy, but even if he was healthy, you and I have heard over the offseason that they're talking about putting Terrence Steele somewhere else in the line. What? And it was Jerry Jones that said that. It wasn't the offensive line coach. It wasn't Mike McCarthy. It was Jerry Jones. And so what I'm trying to get to the point of, on this little Saturday day of freestyle, that you could have all the talent in the world and still mess it up. I really feel like Jerry Jones, in his own way, and I see what you said, Shane, that he's been in the way since Jimmy Johnson, and that argument could be made as well, because in his mind, and really primarily in his mind, he really does believe that him and his son are true NFL guys. And here's the sad part now. Here's the sad part. It's not the sad part. It is what it is. Jerry Jones is in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame, which means he's recognized as one of the greatest in whatever capacity, the way you want to look at him in. He is recognized by football writers, by the football gods, by the football people. He really is considered to be one of the greats of all time. He got a gold jacket. Can't take it from him. But he's in the way. He really is in the way, based on what I talked about yesterday. I mean, I sat here and thought about it. I'm saying really, and I'm wondering how, because if you listen to Coach McCarthy right now sounds like a true boss. I mean, he really does sound like he is in complete control of this football team. If you listen to him, He got it his way. Kellen Moore is gone. He's calling the plays. He's the offensive, he's calling the plays. Schottenheimer supposedly is the offensive coordinator, whatever. And I don't know what that really means, especially since he's not going to call the plays. So, but however way you want it, he has his coaching staff completely. He's calling the plays. He has control of the offense. And it really does sound like he's the boss. And usually, I see you, E-Kush. I answer that in just a second. And usually, when it appears that somebody has total control of this organization, Jerry finds a way to mess it up. He did it with Parcells. He did it with Wade Phillips by putting Jason Garrett, quote unquote, the coach in waiting. Y'all remember that? Paid him well more money than the head coach. Y'all remember that? He really does find a way to interject himself and mess stuff up. And I don't care if you got 11 Pro Bowlers on offense and 11 Pro Bowls on defense. If you dictating who should start, who shouldn't start, and all that, and the coaches ain't saying nothing, we got a problem. And so, no, to answer your question, he has not said nothing yet, other than that Terrence Steele dilemma that he got going. And I understand that he's the general manager, but in his mind, he really does believe that Steven and himself are true football guys. And the real truth of the matter is, at least in Steven's case, he's not. He's not. He's not. And if you really want to be truthful about it, Jerry Jones is not either. Jerry Jones is the modern day, for all those older people that watch the TV series Dallas, he is J.R. Ewing. He is. That's what he is. He's an oil man that made a whole lot of money off oil and gas, just like J.R. Ewing did on Dallas. And that's what he is. He rode the coattails of Jimmy Johnson. The 3 rings that he got on his finger were from Jimmy Johnson's teams. He interjected himself. The talent level was so good when Jimmy left that you could just throw any coach in, like Barry Switzer in, and you still gonna win. That's how good they were. What's up, Joe? I mean, he really does scare me a little bit. That this team is so loaded. When you look at the roster, I'm gonna say it again. When you look at this roster, this team is loaded. It is no question about it. They can play with anybody, and I really do believe they can beat anybody. Now, of course, we got to beat folks at the right time, but I'm saying that they're that loaded. They should be that good. I really believe that. And I'm just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see the battle. I see Jerry is very insecure. When he don't get his credit, when he don't get his due, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. And that's when stuff getting messed up. Now let me go back to E-Kush, because he put it out on this Freestyle Saturday. We might as well attack this. Well, first let me get to Frederick. Frederick Johnson says the only reason why he's in the Hall of Fame, that's what I was talking about, is because he has helped the league increase his revenue. Well, from an ownership perspective, if that is the criteria, he certainly meets it, because he did do that. He did do that. Shane said Jerry is a great businessman, but it's his ego that won't let the Cowboys succeed. He wants it his way and his way alone. All he had to do is look at his mentor, Al Davis. That's true. Kush, let me go back to your original statement. You say we aren't really interested in Dalvin Cook, are we? Why? Everybody always brings up that name, Kush. Soon as one of these free agents get released, one of the first names you're always gonna hear is Dallas. It just never fails. Here's the thing: the ESPN throws that out. Dalvin Cook ain't said nothing but one thing so far that we know of, and that is he put a picture up on Twitter, I think with Messi in a Miami uniform. That was it. People interpret that to say, hey, I think he said something. But they interpret that he liked Miami. His agent, we know it's true now because his agent has said, hey, he's going to be a free agent. It's up to Miami to come get him. In other words, you got to talk to him right. So he wants to go home. He's from Florida. He played at Florida State. He wants to go home. Everybody knows that. And I think Miami is going to do what they can do to make it happen. That's what I feel. I think he's going to be in Miami. Are we interested? The Cowboys would be interested if it's at the right price. See, that's one thing about guys like him who done had, 4,000 yards seasons, I believe. Guys like him, you got to come to him right. You can't come to him with no Rudy Poot offer. You got to respect him at least. And the reason why I don't think that, the main reason why, football sense, just strictly football, it would help the Cowboys. Ain't no doubt about that. It would be talent-wise, football sense, it would make sense to get him. But the reason why it's not going to happen is because everybody done forgot Tony Pollard until something happened now. Tony Pollard is on the franchise tag. What you going to do? Get both of them and then let Pollard go and keep Cook? You have to sign Cook for at least 2 to 3 years. If you're doing that, then they'll let Pollard know that this is his last year. Because you ain't going to pay both of them. Now, if you made a decision like, we want to go with Dalvin Cook, we're going to go with him for the future, then it will, you make sense out of it. But you're going to lose Pollard. Now, if you want to keep Pollard, if you want Pollard to stay, you're not signing Dalvin Cook. You definitely not signing Dalvin Cook to no 1-year deal. That's for sure. So it just doesn't make sense business-wise. It does not. It doesn't make it makes no sense. So are we interested? Kush, it just depend on who your definition of we is. The fan base always, they bite the apple. You call any name out. Sign him, Jerry. Sign him. Get him. It's just automatic. But we ain't heard nothing from the Dallas Cowboys. And then the Cowboys fan base would charge the ownership for not going to get him when the Cowboys organization wasn't interested in the person in the first place. We say go get Dalvin Cook. Cowboys ain't thought about it. Period. All this talk last year about Bobby Wagner. The Cowboys didn't even make an offer. We thought we were supposed to have that Bobby Wagner. It was so easy. He come from Dan Quinn. Bring him on. The Cowboys flew him down there and did not make an offer. How insulting is that? They didn't even sign. They didn't even forget signing them. They didn't even make an offer. They weren't about to get in that bid and war with Bobby Wagner. And they're not gonna get into a bidding war with Dalvin Cook. That's just mine. You see what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get enough. That's a bidding war. Now, Dalvin Cook want to go to Miami so bad. Guess what? He gonna negotiate with only Miami only. But y'all know better than that now. It's gonna be at least another team that's gonna try to outbid him. I heard the Jets were interested in Dalvin Cook. I heard that as well. You know, when you get guys like this and, you know, guys like him, you know, OBJs and all that kind of stuff, these guys going to the highest bidder. Why you think Bobby Wagner went and signed for so much? The highest bidder. These guys, look, these guys like that are pretty much going to be on their last major contract. They're trying to get as much money as they can going out of this league. And you can't blame them. They got to live off this money for the rest of their life. They got to. They ain't trying to work. They're not trying to work. They got to get as much money as possible. So I ain't got no problem with it. I don't. And I don't think Dalvin Cook, I don't even think the Cowboys are even entertaining it. Exactly, Terry. That's what that, and that's the playbook, y'all. What Terry just said, I was just going right there, Terry, because I've been saying it. You notice how every free agent comes out, and the first name on ESPN, you hear Fox, everybody, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. I believe that's a new player of the free agents now. Because this is not the first one. This is not the first time. Earl Thomas did this. Y'all remember that. Earl Thomas ran all the way up to the locker room. Don't tell Jason Garrett, come get me, come get me. They had a chance to get him. We knocked at your door, but he went to the highest bidder. There's plenty of other free agents that did the same thing. So this is what I'm thinking the new playbook is for free agents. The playbook is exactly, Tavis. That's the other one. My goodness. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Jamal Adams was a free agent? Everybody saying he's from Texas. He wants to play with the Cowboys. He wants to go home. All they want, in Dallas bid the apple and got to a bid in the war with Seattle. We know what happened after that. This is the free agent playbook. Because it seems like it happens every trip. Whoever want to get traded or whoever is a free agent, they throw out the Cowboy name because it's the biggest brand. And that name, the Cowboys name, is going to be automatically on ESPN every day. Sometimes leading it off. It's going to be on Undisputed. It's going to be on First Take. Those three right there, and that's your exposure. And you use the brand for it so you can drive your price up. And then go. Thank you, Joe. Odell Beckham, same thing. Had Jerry. Well, we were interested. Yes, we. All that exposure. And all the time, somebody else was going to go get them. We never signed the free agent. We barely get to, we barely do, this trade thing we did was crazy. Thank you, because see, the list keep going on and on. Von Miller. I mean, didn't he use, he's from Texas A&M. Oh my God. He's just a shoe-in for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God, this is just a perfect match. Vaughn used the Cowboy brand and went and got a boatload of money from Buffalo. Money that Dallas was not willing to pay. John Covey, thank you. I said it earlier. Bobby Wagner, same stuff. Same stuff. Joe, look at that. Hopkins said he wanted to play with Dak. That was the first name he threw out. Dez Bryant throwing videos. Look who here. Hey, I heard somebody calling my name. That's the other. You use Dallas and the brand to drive the price up. That's the playbook for all free agents right now. And it works. So when we start hearing these, to answer your question, because whenever I hear the name Dallas with a free agent right off the top, I don't even pay attention to it. Because a lot of times, it's not necessarily the Cowboys saying they're interested. It's ESPN saying the Cowboys ought to be interested. Because that's clickbait. That's, it's guaranteed eyes on the set. when you mention the Cowboys. When you do that, it's just automatically an attraction. And everybody does the same thing. All these free agents have used the same play. These list of names that have been in the chat here, all of them have used the Cowboy brand and have used it to their advantage. It never fails. It works. Use the biggest brand in the league, watch your price go up if you're that good. We never sign these free agents. We never sign big names, and you ought to know by now, y'all. And I'm looking at everybody that's in here. Y'all some smart Cowboy fans. Y'all know by now that Stephen Jones ain't paying no money for no guys like that y'all called out. Come on now. They're trying to figure out how they gonna make look what's getting ready to happen, y'all. This is what's getting ready to happen. And you know the Cowboys don't like this. Tony Pollard, if we sign him, is gonna be one of the top paid running backs in the league. All right, that's one. Dak Prescott, when he does his extension, for those who, I think I went over this yesterday, y'all might well stop crying. He's gonna get the extension. Dak Prescott, at the time when he signs the extension, he's probably gonna be the highest paid quarterback in the league again. If Jalen Hurts got $50 million or whatever he got, $51, $52 million, trust me, Dak Prescott is going to get more. Just the truth. Jalen Hurts had one good year. Dak Prescott has had a few good years. Stop. This ain't what Steven wants, because he's too cheap. So let's get this right. If we re-sign Pollard is going to be one of the highest paid guys in the league. Bam. Dak Prescott is going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. If he's not, he's going to be one of the top 2 or 3, without a doubt. All right? But that's 2. CeeDee Lamb got to get paid. Please understand CeeDee Lamb is going to be a top 3 paid wide receiver. There ain't no question. If Odell Beckham Jr. off 2 knee injuries just came in and got 12, 13, whatever he got paid, what in the world you think CeeDee Lamb about to get? Come on, y'all. We talking that. This is all what's getting ready to happen. Diggs is coming up. Good Lord of mercy. Diggs is gonna be. If he ain't the top paid cornerback in the league, is it safe to say that he's gonna be number 2? Do you know how much money that is? What is Jalen Ramsey? Jalen Ramsey is the high. I think Jalen is $20 million a year. You don't think Diggs ain't finna ask for that? I'm just, and then Lord have mercy, we ain't really got to the real bank yet. I mean, Dak Prescott is the bank. Okay. Look what Frederick said. Frederick says right off the top, CD gonna get 25 a year. Come on, y'all. All right, now check this out. We ain't got to the other bank yet. Where in the world y'all think Michael Parsons is gonna get paid? Oh my God, he's gonna get, whatever Aaron Donald is getting, because that's the highest paid, I believe, in the league. Whatever he's getting paid, you might as well get ready to probably add about another $5-6 million to that per year. It's getting ready to happen. And you really believe that Stephen Jones is looking forward to this? This is what he don't want. He cheap. Let's draft and let's draft and let's develop, and in 3 years, hopefully they'll have a Pro Bowl there and we can move on and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just no way that the Cowboys Somebody ain't gonna make it. I'm just telling you. Somebody is not gonna make it. You can go down the list. Let's just go down the list. Look, Parsons has got to get signed. Dak Prescott has got to get signed. CeeDee Lamb, in my view, has to get signed. I really believe they're trying to find a way to say Tony Pollard is not the guy. We can find a running back. I believe that. I believe they'll say something like that. I do. I believe they'll say something like that. I'm just saying this is what Stephen Jones. Somebody ain't gonna make it now. The cap is just gonna be too crazy. It just somebody ain't gonna make it. You can't have the number one player in a prospective position for about 5 or 6 guys. It just don't happen like that. Somebody ain't gonna make it. Somebody not gonna make it on that team. And it's gonna hurt us too, because a lot of names I just called off, they're our core players. Now, what's gonna happen with Dak is this. What they're gonna do is do what they've been doing. And what the other quarterbacks, see, the quarterback position is easy. You can sign them all like that. And then you get to adjust the contract as you go by giving them guys, by giving him, his turning his salary into a signing bonus. And then on the cap, you can make your cap number to what you want it to be for the year. So they'll give Dak, like they did earlier. Let's just say, for instance, yeah, exactly, Terry. Let's just say, for instance, that Dak is getting paid $53 million. Let's say it starts next year. Now, everybody know you ain't going to want to pay him 53. You can lower that number by simply giving that thing into a signing bonus, and then whatever is left, that's his cap hit. So you can give him $51 million and then have his cap hit only be $2 million. And that's what counts on the books. Now you can go get some more players. That's what they're going to do with that. Dak going to get his money, but he going to get it in a different way. You can do that with a lot of other players as well, but it usually happens like that primarily for the quarterback. So I'm saying, when you start looking at it, and it's, hey, blame it on the guys. I mean, it ain't really a blame game. The guys are good. The guys are good. The guys are really good. Diggs is good. Parsons is good. Dak is pretty decent. Dak is pretty good. CeeDee Lamb is good. These guys are the core of the team. They are going to get paid. And I'm just like E. Cush. What you're going to have is a bunch of signings. But what you also did, this is exactly what happened. Right here. This is what's getting ready to happen. Jerry Jones is about to start writing some of the biggest checks of his life. Because at one time, look, this is going to be the picture. It's going to be a round table. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, whoever is from the Capology side is going to be at that table. And whoever the client is there, and their agent going to be there. And Jerry Jones is going to have to sign over God knows how many millions of dollars for a signing bonus right then and there. I mean, like, so as the name go on the contract, that signing bonus check goes right there. He's about to sign a whole bunch of signing bonus. That's the only way you're gonna make this. That's the only way that he's gonna make his cap work. Because there's just no way you're gonna have Diggs at $20 million. You're gonna have CD at 25. You're gonna have Dak at 52, all on one cap year. You won't have no money to operate. This is what's getting ready to come up. That's why Stephen Jones said what he said earlier this week, that he wants to try to get at least 2 or 3 of these guys signed during this time right here before training camp starts. You got 5 weeks. You got 5 weeks to get it done. If it was me, I'm going to take care of that. Dak going to be the biggest one. Dak Prescott is going to be the biggest one. You can make all your adjustments right after him. rather than go from the bottom up. But you still got to pay Dak. You got to pay him. So you need to go on and get Dak out the way now. Before he do have a good year this year. Let me throw that in. let me throw that in. You need to get Dak done right now before he goes out. And let's just say, for instance, he have a 4,600 yard season in yards and 39 to 40 touchdowns, or 37, or you can go 35. And let's just say he got about 9 picks. Well, if you got 4,600 yards and between 35 to 40 touchdowns and 9 picks and a Pro Bowl selection on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, his price just went back up. You need to take care of him now before we go out there and clown. Terry, I don't believe it. And since you just said that, that leads me now. I told you it's Freestyle Friday. I told y'all run the conversation. Let me tell you something. I believe that when I see it. See, I don't bite the apple. You got to show me. I know what he said, but I heard the same thing last year with Kellen Moore, and we was shotgun city all day long. So if you wanted what they said yesterday, the Texas Coast offense, not the West Coast offense, Texas Coast offense. Well, if you're running the Texas Coast offense, that means that you getting the ball out quick and letting all that. I just don't see it, especially, I gotta see. Let me put it this way: it's too early to tell. I gotta see where we are when we line up week 1 against the Giants. Let me know who my running back. What's up, Rod? Let me know who my running backs are in week 1. I don't know if this same group we got right now is gonna be week 1. I just don't know. And it's for this simple fact here. Let me say this. If Pollard goes down, or if Pollard's not ready, you really believe we finna pound the ball? See, if you tell me I got and I'm just throwing a name out, I'm not saying this is who I want. If you tell me I got a Derrick Henry on this team, then I can see it. But if Tony Pollard goes down, I see what you say, Terry, but I got to see the trust first. You say Malik gonna shine. I got to see the trust first. I see they didn't trust him enough in the playoff game. They ain't put him out there. Pollard went down. They put it strictly in Ezekiel at hand. Now we just found out this week through Boss Cowboy and the OC and Law Nation and Big Game James, through their interview with Brian Broaders, we found out the reason why. It's because Malik Davis had an attitude, was pouting, because he wanted his time to shine, and it obviously pissed everybody off to the point where he didn't even get in the game. So he was in the doghouse, in other words. So my question is, do they really trust Malik Davis? And then here's the other thing. Is Malik Davis your number 2? I don't know that. I don't know if it's Ronald Jones. I don't know. I don't know if it's Malik Davis or not. Malik Davis very well may be your number 3 running back. It might be Ronald Jones. See? I heard what he said, but check it out. And hypothetically speaking, for those that were looking and want DeAndre Hopkins so bad, do you really believe if you would have brought a DeAndre Hopkins in here and you had a CeeDee Lamb and a Michael Gallup and a Brandon Cooks, You really believe that we were going to quote unquote pound the football? Really? Come on, y'all. The strength of your team would be your wide receiver room with a quarterback that they obviously believe in. There's nowhere in the world you're going to have a DeAndre Hopkins, a CeeDee Lamb, a Michael Gallup, and a Brandon Cooks. And that's just four. I ain't got to everybody else. And you really believe that they were just going to run? No way. You'd be stupid if you did. The mismatches would be everywhere. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is, just with Brandon Cooks here and CeeDee Lamb and a 100% supposedly Michael Gallup, that's dangerous. And it's just kind of hard for me to believe. That I hope we do run it. I do hope Dak throw the ball 25 to 29 times a game or 27 times. I hope that is the case. But it's just kind of hard for me to believe that you didn't bring Brandon Cooks over here just so he can catch for 600 yards. Hello. The game, there will be times where the run, just like last year, there will be some game that the running game won't work. Y'all know that. And when that does not happen, it's going to fall into the hands of Dak Prescott, and he's going to lean on these 3 receivers that we got, or 4 receivers. I ain't mentioned Jalen Tobin. I ain't mentioned, all these Simeon and Kevontae Turpin. I ain't mentioned them yet. I'm serious. This is what I believe it when I see it. That's all I'm going to say about the running back. I know what he said he want to do, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. You got some good, look, we had never ran the ball well against Washington. Never. That's with Pollard and Zeke. We never run well against them. Dak pretty much had to throw his way to all them victories over Washington because you can't run it against them. Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, they give us some serious problems. We can't run against them. Last two years, we hadn't ran the ball well against Washington the whole game. We hadn't run the ball well, particularly so good against Philly. There's going to be some games where Dak Prescott going to have to be the man. We playing the Jets the second game of the year, which I'm going to Dallas for that game. I bet y'all want to know what game I'm going to that game. I'm going to the Jet game. Well, the Jets got a murderous run defense. Great defense. All-world cornerback, Sauce. Quentin Williams, once he get paid, and it's going to happen, the Jets defense is going to be loaded. I mean, they don't let nobody run against them. Nobody. You ain't going off. What's going to happen when he gets into a shootout with Aaron Rodgers? I'm just saying now. I believe it when I see it, as far as us just pounding the ball. I don't know. Let me get to some of these other comments. I told you I'll run the show. Let me get to Terry. Terry says, tell McCarthy to watch 85 Oklahoma versus Nebraska, Jamel Holloway. Yeah. They're not going to use him like that, Terry. You know that. They're not going to use Dak Prescott like Jamel Holloway. He said, this is just my theory. Pollard is going to get the short end. Yep. Diggs, us going to get about $8 to $84 million 4 years. 80 to 84, I think that's what you were trying to put down. $1 million for 4 years. I can see that. That gets a 4-year extension. 3 or 4. And the reason why I say 3, the agents are smart now. They're not doing the Pat Mahomes deal, 10 years and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to make the contract shorter so the quarterback can get another bite at the apple. I believe that's what the problem's going to be in it. I believe Dak's folks going to want 3 years, and I believe the Cowboys going to want 4. I don't think it's going to be a money issue. I really believe that's going to be the point right there because they already know what Dak trying to do. Dak want to go, and then if you go 3 years, guess what? After 2 years, it's probably going to have that opt-out clause or whatever like he's got now, where he get another bite at the table. So after 2 years, Dak probably get another chance to go back to the table again. You know, tell him what the quarterback market going to be then. See what I'm saying? That's what the problem going to be. That 3 to 4 year extension. You said, I have a feeling that Dak is going to have an MVP season. And if he does, the contract is going to be huge. That's why I was saying, Greg, they need to go and lock him up right now. Before he ain't got to have an MVP season, Greg. He could just have a regular Pro Bowl season. And it's going up. He don't need to be an MVP. If he become an MVP, it's really finna get ignorant. It's really finna get crazy. It's really finna get ignorant. You had better make sure that you take care of him now. That's just my opinion. E. Kush had a few games, I understand, but just don't shut the run game off. Yeah, I get it. I think we're going to be I know what we're going to want to do, but I think we ain't going to find out our identity. See, we play the Giants. The Giants going to be a better defense, but I don't think they can beat us. And we might run the ball okay against them. The Jets going to be a problem. It's really just going to be see how you call them. See, this infatuation with this West Coast offense, getting the ball out quick, let the guys run. I just feel like it's just going to be too, and the way that you can create so many mismatches and open up some stuff. I ain't talking about the tight ends yet with the receivers there. I'm saying the field is going to be open. I believe it when I see it. I'm still saying the same thing about Tony Pollard that I said when he first got there. I've watched Tony Pollard since Memphis. This is where I live. Just about everybody in the chat knows I live here in Memphis. Tony Pollard went to the University of Memphis. He was not even the second string running back in college. He was the third running back. We had Darrell Henderson, the Rams running back now, and we had Antonio Gibson, the Washington running back. Then Pollard was third, and they all went to Memphis. Same year. Tony Pollard's never been a mail carrier. This will be the first year. He's never been the number one guy. What he is a Swiss Army knife. He can destroy you in so many different ways. He can line up as a slot receiver. He can line up outside as a receiver. He can, of course, catch the pass game. He swing passes, bubble screens, the whole works. He can destroy you like that. Tony ain't never been just the number one guy. Never. And I don't know if he can tote that pill like that for 17 weeks. I just don't know. I ain't saying he can't. I'm just saying I don't know if he can be that type of guy for 17 weeks. I just don't know. I hope he can, but I don't know. He's never been that dude. Not like that. And if you talking about run, okay, how many times, let me ask y'all this y'all in here. Because we talking about running, and I understand we want a 3-man rotation. I get it. 2 to 3-man rotation. I get it. But let me ask y'all this. Because, see, Pollard was just so effective when he got the ball. You'll look at his stat line and you'll say, oh, all he had was 13 carries, and he did that. Imagine if he would have got it about another 9, 10 times. So let me ask y'all this question. Next year, let's say Pollard is ready for week 1. Let's just say, how many times do y'all think Pollard should carry the ball? Keep in mind, he's going to catch the ball too. I'm just saying carrying the ball. Rush attempts. How many rush attempts do you think Tony Pollard is supposed to have? Y'all put it in the chat. I'm interested in this. I'm interested. Y'all put it in the chat. How many times? And we know he ain't that type of running back. Okay, he's really not. He's really not. I ain't saying he can't. I'm just saying he's not that type. Terry says 15. He could say if they're smart, they'll mix it up to keep his legs fresh. We talking 17 weeks, and we also talking, of course, hopefully that he's not injured. Terry says 15. I need some more. Everybody else help me out. And if y'all talking about running 30 times a game, do you trust Ronald Jones, and Malik? I ain't brought up Deuce Vaughn yet. I ain't brought him up. That's why I say somebody ain't gonna make it. Somebody ain't gonna make it now. I see Deuce got to get on the field. I'm convinced of that. Shane says 13 to 16 times. That number 2 then running back show will get a lot of carries then. Terry Turner kind of agreeing with what I'm saying. You can't take that pound. Not for 17. I hope I'm wrong. I just can't see it though. I just can't see it. He could say it's about 15, give or take. That's what, pretty much kind of where they wanted to go with him last year. Joe said if they use Pollard like they did Zeke, Pollard won't make it past 8 games. Exactly. So that's why I was saying we're in this, some folks are biting the apple off what Coach McCarthy said. We're going to run. Well, Tony Pollard's he's not that type of dude. He can do it, but he's really not built that way. So that's why I was trying to figure out, okay, how many times y'all think he's really going to carry the ball here? Because, see, if you thinking he's going to carry the ball between 17 to 21 times a game, I just can't see that, y'all. I can't see that at all. Terry say Deuce going to get at least 5 to 7 carries. I agree 100%. That type of dude got to get on the field. See, here's the thing. I just want to see what y'all say. So what? Here's our running back room right now. Pollard, Ronald Jones, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, and Rico Dow. That's what we got right now. That's 5. Now somebody's going to the practice squad. My guess that will be Rico, as he always goes there. And so my question is, because Cowboys usually don't do this, the Cowboys usually don't carry 4 running backs. The Cowboys usually don't carry 4 running backs. Got a feeling we're gonna do it this year. So give me now. Let me. I think Rico going to the practice squad. Rico always hurt, always all that. Now do me a favor. In your order, I think we all know Pollard is the number 1 running back, so we ain't got to put that down. Now after Pollard, between Ronald Jones, Malik Davis, and Deuce Vaughn, give me number 2 through 4 running back. I started off. I believe that Ronald Jones is going to be our number 2. 25 years old, young legs, didn't play really last year with Kansas City. 220 some odd pounds, fast, and can handle a pounding. Then you got Malik Davis. Then you got Deuce Vaughn. Give me your. Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you, Shane. What about the kid that they love out of North Dakota State, the fullback, who can run as well? I believe he's gonna primarily be a fullback, but he can line up as the primary back and run the ball. But give me y'all number 2 through 4 running back. Y'all give that to me. I know Pollard is the guy. I'm already eliminating Rico. So from Ronald Jones, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, give me in order your number 2 to your number 4 running back. I believe the Cowboys gonna carry 4 running backs this year. Halfbacks. Somebody give it to me. These are what you think. The battle with most people is that we have a lot of running backs. Training camp is going to be crucial. Only so many pieces at the table. But here's the funny part, though, E-Kush. Here's the funny part. Like, we already know that Tony Pollard will not be playing the preseason at all. His first hit is going to be in week 1, if he's ready, of course. There's nowhere in the world he's going to be playing. Now, if that is the case, and if they feel like he's not ready for week 1, then here's my question. How much preseason is Ronald Jones really going to play? See, I believe that the star of preseason this year is going to be Deuce Vaughn. But is that going to be enough to override a Malik Davis? I believe Malik Davis and Deuce Vaughn are going to get a lot of work. And both of them are explosive. And both of them can play. So the question is that going to be enough to shine from the guys that's really not getting game work? Because I really just see, if you don't believe Pollard is going to be ready, then, who really going to play? See what I'm saying? Joe, I think that they got it. Joe said when Dallas is inside the 5-yard line, who's pounding the ball in the end zone? They got 2 choices. They got Ronald Jones, who can take the pounding and quick enough. And then they have the kid from North Dakota State who can do it. Malik can too. Terry says Pollard, Jones, and Deuce as the number 3. Wow. What about Malik? He says Pollard, Jones number 2, Deuce is number 3, and Davis is 4. Wow. Hey, Malik, the only reason why I'm saying wow is because Malik was the number 3. I'm just saying. I ain't saying he's supposed to be. Shane says Malik Davis as number 2. But I can see Deuce moving up by week 5, and I'm saying by number 2. Deuce will start at 3. 4 is Ronald Jones. And to me, he may be on the chopping block. I'm going to have to disagree with that one, Shane. Only reason why I'm saying you got to have a guy that can pound. See, Malik can pound, but he's kind of built the same way as Pollard. And we all know Deuce is small, and he's not a pounder. You got to have, you can have it, but I need a guy that can, put his hat in there. That's the only thing I'm saying. Joe say Ronald Jones is not that good. I don't even know if he's making the team. I think he's better than what you think, Joe. Plus, he's 25 years old. He only had one problem. His problem was he fumbled the ball. That was it. Running, he can run the ball now. Speed, power, he can do it. And he's 25 years old, and he got fresh legs because he did not play really with Kansas City at all. So he got fresh legs. And he has something to prove. I think you're going to get the best year out of Ronald Jones than you think. I really believe he's going to have a great year this year. I really do. What up, Kev? I see you. Jones family is petty, and Malik made Jerry look bad. That ain't good for him. I agree. I know he got into that doghouse after we found it out from the interview with Brian Broadus that Boss Cowboy had on his show. We found out that Malik was pretty much in the doghouse. We could say Malik got into some trouble last year, so that don't help his case. Yeah. We just don't know how bad. We don't know where he's starting off at. We don't know where he's starting off at. We don't know if he's in the doghouse. You know, they ain't gonna never publicly say, "Yeah, he in the doghouse." They ain't gonna say that. We'll know that kind of by where he falls on the depth chart. Like, are you just gonna let Deuce just override him automatically coming in? You know, or are you gonna let Ronald Jones just automatically go over him? That's where we may have to start questioning some things. See, I think it's gonna be interesting as far as the running back goes, because as I said before, there's no question in my mind that Tony Pollard would not see anything until week 1 if he's ready now. There will not be any. Tony Pollard will not take one hit this whole preseason, this whole offseason until week 1. So we don't we don't even know where he really is right now. He said he'll be ready. We don't know how fast he is. We don't know. We don't know. And if Pollard is not playing in the preseason, then whoever your number 2 is, how much really are they gonna play? You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why I say I believe Vaughn and Davis are gonna get a lot of work this preseason long. That kid from North Dakota State, fullback. I believe those are gonna be the guys that's gonna run these 3 preseason games. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. The other thing is, Shane, let me show you something real quick. Shane, I know you in here. It's exactly what I had said yesterday. Shane has been the only one on my show that has consistently talked about field goal kickers. And what are we going to do? Because it seems to be a major part of what's going on with the Cowboys. Like saying, what are we going to do? I keep trying to say that we don't have, if you're a really good kicker, then you're already locked up with another team already. You already are. Where is that? Oh, that ain't what I'm looking for. Shane, just give me a second. I thought I had it. Let me do it real quick. Shane, don't you leave me. Because everybody's wondering about the kicking position. And what do we have to do? There it is. Let me send this to myself. I'm finna answer your question, Shane. I told you what was gonna happen. Give me a second, y'all. All right. I have it for you in just a second, Shane. And everybody else, because Shane is not the only one wondering about the field goal kicker. Like, what we gonna do? And I keep saying, these guys, the real good ones, are already on the team. And then the name guys that's sitting on the couch, well, there's a reason why they're on the couch. Now they're gonna be signed. They're going to be signed again, but they just not gonna get signed immediately starting off. Shane, I want you to see this because this is what I was trying to tell you. Because I know I said it. Let me get here. Yeah, I know you there. I see you, Shane. All right, watch this. Watch this, Shane. This will forever answer your question. And I told you this. And here it is. Let's read this together. Cowboys released Tack McKinley. They announced move follows the recent addition of defensive end Big Managu, roster back at 88 players. Watch this, Shane. Here it is. Team continues to explore market, including USFL talent and a potential kicker addition toward filling 90-man rosters. What did I tell you? Okay. Did I not tell you that they were going to be ain't in no rush? They will try to get a guy right off that's kicking right now. It's a game on right now. Matter of fact, Memphis is playing now. The game is on right now. They got their eyes on a certain kicker in the USFL, and all they gonna do as soon as the USFL season is over, and it'll be right before training camp, they'll just go straight to training camp, and there your kicker is right there. Now you may not like that, but I've been trying to tell you. Now you know I said it, Shay. Didn't I tell you that? That's what that's why, and we don't know who's been kicking there now. And we hadn't heard anything because we hadn't heard from Coach Bones. We haven't heard from Coach Bones. We ain't heard nothing about special. All the thing we done heard about special team is this. We done heard about when Deuce Vaughn first got drafted, there was this narrative talking about him being the kickoff returner. And I was like, why are we doing that when we just sent a guy to the Pro Bowl this year in Turpin, who's a Pro Bowl kick returner? Why we got to do all that? Turpin ain't fit to play receiver, so what were we doing that for? That's the only thing I heard about special team. That's the only thing I heard about special team this whole offseason. Now we got this part here coming up. We ain't heard nothing. Well, matter of fact, because Turpin was the MVP of the USFL. He was the MVP of the USFL when he came to us, or the MVP of the league. But we haven't heard anything about the kicking game, nothing. But them guys been practicing. They very well could, like whoever it is that's there kicking right now. They very well could. I don't know. But for them to put that out there, I really believe that they got their eye either on somebody that's on the couch right now, one of the big names that's been a player before but is not on the team now, or I really believe that they got their eyes on somebody in the USFL as a kicker. What'd be interesting to know is this, and I'm not I haven't researched it or nothing, but it'd be interesting to see how many guys that are kicking in the USFL now have NFL experience. That might answer your question. Because there's just nowhere in the world that I believe out of all the teams in USFL, not one of those kickers doesn't already have NFL experience. That's what I probably will need to find that out, because I believe the Dallas Cowboys have their eye already on a guy, and they're just watching the season unfold and see how he is performing. And if he doesn't blow up or whatever the case may be, they're going to invite him to training camp. I believe that's what the case is going to be. So we're almost getting ready for playoff time in the USFL. We're almost at playoff time. You probably might want to start watching the USFL right now for your kicker, because it's playoff time. The money's on the line. I'm quite sure during the season, wherever their field goal kickers are, that these guys made the playoffs and made some big kicks this year. And I think you probably need to start paying to that, because according to this again, let me do it one more time. Let me do it one more time. That last sentence tell the whole thing. Team continues to explore market, including USFL talent and a potential kicker addition toward filling the 90-man roster. Those that don't know, preseason roster has to be 90 players. So right now we got 88 and ain't number room for 2 more. Why haven't they filled that out? They probably already got 1 kicker on there right now. They're going to bring another kicker in for competition. And that probably going to come straight from the USFL. I don't have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind. I really do believe that that's where our next guy is coming from. So stay tuned. Shane, you've been asking the question almost every time we had the show. You probably, and I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it too. We probably need to start paying attention to USFL and see who's there. Just about need to go on research and see who the kickers are for the USFL of each team, and let's see who has NFL experience there. That's what we need to do. And that probably going to start to answer some of my questions. Because they ain't going to bring no... They're going to get... If they getting a kicker from the USFL, it's going to be one of the best that the USFL got to offer. You ain't got time to experiment. You're going to get somebody that's considered to be somewhat solid. I really believe that. All right. I think that I done covered everything except defense, but I ain't got to say much about our defense. I done said it. Defense going to be top 5 in the league. I'm almost about to say top 3 in the league. I'm almost there, but I ain't quite there yet. I'm getting real close. I ain't going to talk about the defense, because the defense we all know is loaded. I believe that is the strength of our football team. I believe these guys are going to really get after it this year. I believe they're going to be a dominant unit this year. That's all I got to say about them. That's it. No way, Coach Breedlove. No way. No way. No way, Coach. Let me say this to go back to the running back. If we were to sign Dalvin Cook, we ready to roll now. If we were to sign Dalvin Cook, we'll be ready to roll. Coach, I know you probably just getting here. I already kind of attacked that issue. I said that he wants to go home to Miami. I mean, he wants to go home to Florida, play to Florida State, wants to go to Miami. His agent already have said that once he get released, it's up to Miami to come get him. That's what he said. Everybody's saying Miami. He wants to go home to Florida. I believe he really wants to go there. I believe Miami's going to make it happen. They need him. I think they were the lower tier in running last year. Dalvin Cook would solve a lot of it. So I really do believe that he's going to go to Miami. Football sense, it makes sense, Coach. Football sense. Football, if you're just keeping it to football, it makes sense. But you're not going to sign him because it depends on what you're doing. Like if you sign Dalvin Cook for 2 years, you're losing Pollard. It's over. You can't. That's why I say football sense, it makes sense to get him. Business wise, I don't quite know. You got to keep in mind Pollard is on a franchise tag. He's on a franchise tag, which means this is last year. Unless the Cowboys do a long-term deal in these, 5 weeks. I think the deadline is July the 15th, I believe, or something like that, before you got to shut down long-term negotiations. July 15th. If you do that, you got it. But If you sign long term, then you can go get a Dalvin Cook. But if Pollard is not signed long term, and you really want to keep Pollard, but you go out and sign a Dalvin Cook to at least 2 years, you done lost Pollard. It's over. So football sense, yeah, it looks good. Business sense though, it don't make sense. I don't think we're gonna get them. And then the other thing is this, Mike, Coach Breedlove, Coach, we are talking Stephen Jones, right? If it is Dallas and Miami, the last thing you want to do with a player like this is get into a bidding war. You know Stephen Jones don't want to pay nobody. You know that. And you can't insult Dalvin Cook. It's some players you got to start off with a nice offer, a real nice offer. Some players deserve that. You can't come to Dalvin Cook talking about, hey, Dalvin, if you come and take a pay cut, that we really, no, you can't do that to him. You got to offer him at least $5-6 million off top. You can't insult that man at the table. Not when you know Miami's gonna offer him 8 to 10. You can't go nowhere. We can do $5 million. Man, you paying $5 million for backups. You can't do that to Dalvin Cook. This man ran for 4,000 yards in 4 years. You can't do that to Dalvin Cook. You got to pay him. And you know the Cowboys, look, they don't want to pay nobody, man. You know that. You know they don't want to pay nobody. That's why they look. Why you think they franchised Tony Pollard? They ain't want to pay him. Exactly, Fred. Exactly. I mean, we still got Stephen Jones. See, a lot of y'all done got confused by the trades of Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks. We didn't get them through free agency, y'all. We got them by trades. There's a big difference between trades and actually signing a free agent. We don't sign free agents. Y'all know that by now. Y'all know that. That's why I don't know why y'all be getting excited about all these guys when these names come out. When they say everybody, hey, you want to go to Cowboys. You want to be no, look, stop it. It's Stephen Jones, yo. It's Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones. Y'all know better than that. That's the reason why I can't get. I'm not even coach. I would love, and I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. I would love to have a talent like Dalvin Cook on this team, because if you had a Dalvin Cook on this team, I am gonna start saying the magical 2 words: Super Bowl. It wouldn't even be a doubt in my mind. I barring injury, I would say that quick. Like, my God, yeah. Yes, we really trying to win the Super Bowl. I would say that. No question about it. But those are the kind of moves we don't make. We let the Rams in Philadelphia, and Tampa Bay from previous years, and Kansas City, we let them guys do that. In Cincinnati and Buffalo, we let those guys make them type moves. We don't do it. We don't do those type. Now we got the trade. It was a miracle to see the trades this year with Gilmore and Cooks. That's just strange for us. But don't get it confused, y'all. Those were trades with picks that we don't even want. That was not free agents. There were 2 of them in 1 year. Oh, y'all know that's right. 2 of them in 1 year? Oh, really? See, when we do free agent signings, like big Hankins. Something that ain't gonna cost you much, but you know it's needed. Big Hankins, Jonathan Hankins in the middle. See, we'll sign that, They didn't want to pay Donovan Wilson all that money. Y'all know that. But Dan Quinn went to bat for him so much, like, we got to keep him now. Y'all can't take him away from me. He's the closest thing to Cam Chancellor that I've had. That's what Dan Quinn saying. He is the closest thing to Cam Chancellor. Y'all, some of us are old enough to remember Cam from Seattle, Legion of Boom, big safety that'll knock your head off. That's what Dan Quinn said. You can't take him away from me. No, you got to sign Donovan Wilson now. You got to keep him here. Jared John, Stephen Jones didn't want to pay that man that type of money. You know that. This is Stephen Jones. Now, he ain't changed his spot now. Y'all don't do that. Terry, got a super chat. Appreciate that, Terry. Terry says, pray for me, Bishop. I don't believe in Dak. Plus, add in our biggest problem, this patchwork offensive line. I don't think it's much of a patchwork as you may be thinking it is. See, really the one that's down right now is Terrence Steele. Everybody else ready to roll. You just got to make up your mind who you got at left guard. Well, let me take that back, because in OTAs, Terry, what we found out was the opposite of what most people were thinking. And that is, they have been keeping Tyron Smith at left tackle and then moved Tyler Smith at left guard, which then opens up the question mark of right tackle. And I pray to God it ain't. Well, I know it ain't Ball. I know that. I don't know if it's with Walesko, who they say is back and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. So in my opinion, I thought it was going to be Tyron Smith at right tackle, Zach Martin at right guard, Biadasz at center. Left tackle would be Tyler Smith. And I've been saying that Farrakhan should be the left guard. That's what I was saying. I ready to roll. I think we've been good. Terrence Smith come back, then we, shake things up a little bit. But I just really feel like that the offensive line ain't as patchy as what we think. I believe they're ready to rock, to be honest with you. I really do. All right, gentlemen. I've been here for a while now. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, not doing phone lines. I appreciate you guys hanging with me on today. I've been on for a minute, but y'all make it fun, so I don't mind hanging. But y'all some smart people, man. Y'all most of us think alike, and I love the ones that ain't thinking like we think, but I appreciate it. Y'all some smart Cowboy fans. Y'all make the show easy. All right. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, Terry, for that super chat. Thank you for those on Facebook. If you did do the stars, I appreciate it. I can't see it from here, from while I'm looking at it. If you didn't, it's all good. I just appreciate that you lent me your ear this time. As we talked on Cowboy Talk, I will see you guys on Monday. I'm going to get Boss Cowboy and West Coast. I'm going to make a super show and bring all the guys together. Try to, and that's Law. Exactly. Bring Law here as well on my show and chop it up. So be looking out for that. As a matter of fact, when I get out here, try to set that up with somebody this week. Henry Moore, Landlord, all them guys. I'm just going to probably get them on, a couple of them on here, and we can chop it up again. And then, of course, you bring your 2 cents in and I put my 2 cents in together, and y'all in the chat, and we'll make it a super show. All right. Okay. So I'll see you guys Monday at 7:00, right before. I might do it a little bit earlier. I'll tell you what, for those that are here, I said this last time. I think I fooled some of y'all yesterday. Go ahead and turn the live notifications on Turn them on. That way you'll know when I'm coming live. I might come Monday morning instead of Monday evening, because then a lot of us are going to be trying to watch the last NBA game of the year, because the Nuggets are about to take out Miami Heat Monday night and become the world champions. So, a lot of us are going to be watching that game. I hate to be in competition with that. So come hang with me probably Monday morning, Monday afternoon, somewhere around 12, or maybe I do the morning. I ain't never done a show at 10 o'clock in the morning. I wonder, I ain't never done, so I don't know what kind of audience I get. I know most people work. I'm just interested to see. Maybe y'all not working. I don't know, but I'm going to try. I want to see what the morning show will do. All right. So yeah, Monday morning, turn on those live notifications and come hang with me on Monday morning, all right? As we talk more Cowboy talk. Y'all, now let me ask y'all this, because see, I'm a guy of many sports. This is what I want to know. How many of you guys, and this is how we'll close, how many of you guys play golf? And better yet, watch golf. How many of you guys? I've been playing golf since I was 8 years old. Not consistently, of course, but I can swing club. I know what to do, know what club to hit. You know, I can play a little golf. How many of y'all watch golf? How many of you watch golf or play golf? Come on, hurry up. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know real quick. How many of you guys watch golf? Joe say, what is golf? So that means you definitely don't play golf. Go ahead. Anybody else? Anybody interested in golf? Because see, I know y'all done seen, and it's fascinating to me about this incredible turnaround that the PGA Tour Commission has done and merged with Live Golf. After all that yip. He said, don't watch or play. I mean, it is fascinating to me. The turnaround, the money, we don't want the Saudi Arabia's money like Live Golf. We don't want that. Now all of a sudden, after 2 years, Tiger Woods and Roy McIlroy talked all that trash, and now all of a sudden they done took the Saudi's money. It's amazing to me. It really is. Okay, y'all don't watch golf. All right, well, I ain't gonna talk about it, but I'm just saying that it's fascinating. I was thinking about talking about it. Yeah, I play it on video game. Exactly, Terry. Money talks. Whether you watch it or not, it's a fascinating story. It's sports, and y'all know me. I wouldn't have maybe about 1 or 2 people in here talking about that, but it's worth talking about. But I got an opinion about that. For real, especially Brandon Shamley. Y'all don't even know what that is, so I stop. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'm out of here, everybody. Joe already gave me 1 hand clap. That's all I need tonight. I'm out of here, man. We'll see you Monday morning at some point. This has been the Big Time Show.